Good evening and welcome to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of Thursday Night Live. Joining me tonight is the Mad Mistake. You had a good day, Terry?
Yeah, it's been very busy. Been to work all day, come home, did a bit of housework, bit of spring cleaning, this, that and the other. Made chips, egg and beans for me tea. So it's been quite good,
in your pinny as well, that's good.
No, I was naked.
We've also got Jacob from down south. He's had a touch of the COVID, recovering all right now. Are you feeling, Jacob?
Yeah, a lot better than I was last week, put it that way. Good day, sun's been shining. Been out for a couple of hours, had the day off today. So, yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Oh, that's all right. That's good. And joining us as a guest, the superb Jack Shields. Have you had a good day, Jack?
Yeah, it's been nice and relaxing. The sun's been out as well. Always puts a smile on my face.
Oh, there's a lot of things put a smile on my face. All right. Right, just very quickly then, before we go any further, I just want to get the housekeeping out of the way. We would like to thank One Football for sponsoring the channel. This is an absolutely superb football app, and it is available to you via a link in the description if you haven't already got it. It is free to download. You can catch up with all the latest scores on your team. All major teams are featured on there. It'll keep you up to date also with all the latest and breaking news concerning your club. So if you'd like to download the app, don't forget it is free, and the link is in the description below. And once again, a massive thank you to One Football for sponsoring the channel. Right then, fellas, top of the league still. We go on to Saturday's game. Fleetwood Town away from home, 3 o'clock kickoff. I'm going to start. Well, first of all, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think we're going to have a comfortable win? Is it going to be tricky or whatever? I'll start with you, Jack.
I don't think comfortable, Phil, to be honest, because every time we play Fleetwood, it seems to be a difficult, choppy game. I think we will win, but I don't think it's going to be 3 or 4. I think it'll be a hard-fought, victory. And I think I think it's a test, really, this, because we've had a couple of, been a while since we've had an away game, isn't it? We've had 2 or 3 at home. And obviously, with 30,000 fans behind us, they're always going to, be favourites to win the game. But away to Fleetwood, tight pitch, they're going to make it difficult for us. I think it's a test, but I think I'm comfortable. I'm confident we can get a win, but I don't think it'll be comfortable.
Right, fair enough. Just very quickly before we carry on passing it around, of course, we are live, which means we are available via the live chat. If you'd like to contribute to the show, if there's anything you'd like to discuss, then stick it in there, and we could be mentioning that. Shout out also to Connor Carney already in there. Les Palmas Mackham's normally one of the first. Myself, hello myself. And a shout out to Richie Stubbs, who says highlight of his Thursday after a day at work. That is Richie, Kieran and Delilah from Anglesey. So Terry, Saturday's game away at Fleetwood Town. What do you think? Comfortable win?
I think we'll find out what the team's made of this weekend. I really do. I think it's Fleetwood, small ground, sort of close-knit quarters in the stadium. I think decent side, starting to find a bit of form. Had a tough run at the start of the season. I think we'll see what the team's made of this weekend. I know we lost against Burton. Team's improved since then. It's hopefully we can score more goals than we've been scoring, because we've been making plenty of chances. We've got to start make sure we score the goals, but it'll be a tough game. I'm hoping for a victory, but like I said before, we'll see what the boys are made of this weekend.
Yeah, fair enough. You're right about the ground, small ground, Highbury, 5,327 its capacity. So, it is close quarters, as you say. Just very quickly on the chat, Tony Lee, friend of the show, says, all right, Monkey and the lads. Liverpool tour was excellent, Terence. So obviously he's been watching your tour of Anfield.
Happy days.
So he was happy with that. Jacob, down south then. We're off down to Fleetwood, little old Fleetwood. Is it going to be easy?
Nah, I don't think it will be easy at all. I mean, it's Highbury Stadium, Fleetwood. It's one of our bogey grounds. We haven't won there since we dropped into League One in 2018. Tough game. former manager Simon Grayson. He'll want to prove a point against his old club. I think he'll rattle up his players for Saturday. There's no doubt about that. But small pitch, I think they'll make it tough for ourselves. I think I'm just dreading the possibility of hearing the Captain Pugwash theme when they do score a goal. But it'd be nice to get 3 points, but this time with a clean sheet. I think it will be a lot tougher in compared to recent weeks, considering we are away from home. I think in the Accrington game last week, we played well throughout, but we were pegged back in the latter stages. I think that'll be a lot tougher when we go away from home. But I think we should have enough quality on the day to get us by. Shane Flanagan will be missing. He's suspended, but the likes of, was it Evans or Bailey Wright could come in the defence and hopefully do a job.
Well, we'll touch on that just now. Back to the chat just very quickly. Richie Diggio says, Philly, how can I get hold of a Spannerman SAFC Fan TV mug? We did mention these. We have got some, where we at? These SAFC Fan TV mugs. That's actually Jacob's, which will be on the way down to you, Jacob, as soon as possible. Terry, yours is sort of there as well. So Spannerman did say, Jeff Allcroft did say you're going to do a Spannerman mug. We will make these available to you in the next week or two. We'll get them up on our site, and once we can get them out, we just got to cost what the price of sending them out is going to be. So we will make those available to you shortly. Taffy Mackham says this channel has 6,660 odd subs, 666, the sign of the devil, which is I don't know what he's trying to say there, really. Right then. Lee Johnson has already put his conference out about the game on Saturday, and he's hinted that Dajaku is likely to get a starter. At least he's going to, he's going to feature in the game. So, Terry, if he comes in, let's say he gets a start. Who would you take out and who would he replace for you?
Well, I'm pretty 100% confident that he won't start on Saturday. He'll come on the bench, simple as. I've got the team here, actually. I've been speaking to Lee Johnson and know exactly what team he's playing on Saturday.
All right, here's the whiteboard.
This is the team he's going to be playing on Saturday. And get across a bit more. There we go. Well. Hoffman in goal. We play Hoffman, Pooh Patterson. Hopefully Patterson will get on the bench. Cirkin, Winchester, Wright will come in for Flanagan. Doyle, Neil, 09. Possibly 09 might get a rest with his shoulder, but I'm not quite sure. And McGeady, Embleton, Stewart, Gooch. If 09's shoulder's okay, he'll start. That's the team will start. On the subs bench, Evans, O'Brien, Pritchard, Broadhead, Dajaku, and hopefully Patterson.
Right. Well, interesting. All right then. Jacob,
I don't think Lee Johnson likes to change things too much until someone's proven off the bench.
Yeah, but
unless someone comes in with a contract saying
many changes now.
I mean, the thing is though, I mean, it's Evans was on the bench, wasn't he, on Saturday? I mean, would you put Wright in sort of? Oh, yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know.
You don't want to change it too much. The only way Evans will start it is if Luke 09's shoulder is that bad, he needs to rest it. That's it. If Luke 09's okay with his shoulder and everything, he'll be playing. Otherwise, for me, if his shoulder's not 100% or not even 80%, for me, I might need to be rested.
Right. So
but he might get through this weekend's match and maybe he's rested for the home match. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Right, I'll come on to you, Jacob, next. But just very quickly, Carl at the Black Cat podcast says, so glad to have former Grimsby Town striker Phil Jevons joining SAFC.
Yeah.
Has that been I've missed it. And how's that come about then?
I think it's just more recruits that Lee Johnson's wanting to make to his backroom staff in terms of progressing on the team.
Right.
He wasn't Everton, I think, Phil. I think he was involved with Everton somewhere, wasn't he? Wasn't he youth coach or fitness, some coach at Everton recently? Or
Reserves, I think.
Right, okay. All right. Right, so Jacob then, Dajaku, you know, he's gonna, it sounds like he's gonna play some sort of role on Saturday, but if he did get a start, who would he replace for you?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I mean, personally, I'm not sure if his fitness is fully up to scratch, because I think I heard somewhere he didn't have much game time during pre-season. So yeah, well, if he has been doing stuff in training, and he is, for what Lee Johnson said in his press, I think the one person I would take out would be Gooch and put him on that side. But I think he'll want to stick with what he has for now. But I think we will see him at some point.
Yeah, fair. I mean, Lee Johnson has said, he definitely thinks he's got sort of, you know, 50, 60 minutes in him if he started him anyway. Terry?
But Lee Johnson also said he's definitely going to start either Saturday or Tuesday. Now, for me, against Wigan is the team. That's the game I think he'll start.
Yeah, I think Wigan Tuesday.
Right, okay, fair enough. Jack, your thoughts on it then, Dajaku?
I think it all depends on fitness, to be honest, because I think in terms of, you know, our best 11, I don't see Gooch getting in when Dajaku's fitting 100%. I can't see Lyndon Gooch getting a game, to be honest, not starting anyway, not kind of, you know, if you put your best 11 on that board there, I can't see Gooch playing. But at the minute, the whole key is, as the other two lads have touched on, it's all fitness, isn't it? Do you want it? Has he got 60 minutes in him? Would you rather start him on Saturday and burn him out where he can't be going on Tuesday? Or would you rather have him off the bench? I think he'll come off the bench on Saturday, but I really do think that we've got a player there, and I think if we can manage him correctly, I think we've got a real talent at this level.
I think the way I'll bring in just now, Jacob. I think the way that Lee Johnson was talking was, it seemed to me like he wanted to give him a run out Saturday and Tuesday to get him up to speed to maybe start and play a full game sort of the following week is how I read it. Jacob, you was one in there?
Yeah, I think when we do get around to making subs on Saturday, I think he'll definitely be the first player to come on. I think he'll want to throw, because from what I hear, Dajaku, he is a player that can add a lot of pace to the side. And I think coming off the bench will be a good option on Saturday, but I can see him definitely starting in the League Cup on Tuesday at Wigan. If what is true about 09 shoulder, I know, didn't he come off last week with the same problem? Or did he manage to stay the whole game? I can't remember whether did he stay on in the end? 09.
I think so.
Did he stayed on? Yeah.
I popped out, didn't it? Wasn't he on the touchline for a bit or something? Like he was getting pop back in for a few seconds and then he was back to go on.
If Johnson does decide to rest him, personally, I mean, this would just be me. I think, consider it, even though I think Corey Evans has done well from what we've seen, I think the main problem we have with him is, I mean, if you look at his injury record when he was at Blackburn, it wasn't great. And I think Lee Johnson is someone that would want to ease him back in slowly with a few appearances coming off the bench. And I think if he was fully fit, we would have seen him get some minutes last week. So I think what he might do, if that's the case, I think Pritchard will come in. He will start in the number 10 role behind Stewart. And I think Embleton will be dropped deeper, because I think even though Embleton's been brilliant in that area, he's also a good midfielder in terms of keeping the flow of the game, like a ball-playing midfielder as well. And I think alongside Dan Neil, it can work.
Right, fair enough. Just very quickly, Thane on the chat says Patterson will go out on loan. He needs game time. He needs game time wasted on the bench, he says. DJ Earth, who does our match previews for us, says how many fans are going down, and Thane replies 1,500. Are you going down, Jack?
Yeah, I'm going down 8 o'clock Saturday morning. We're going down, but I'm not sure it's 1,500, mine, because I think that the ground's only 5 and a bit, isn't it? I thought it was under 1,000. I might be wrong. I thought it was under 1,000 we've got, but I might be wrong.
It's that one stand behind the goal. It's all separated at Wigan, isn't it?
We're talking about Wigan. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Fleetwood.
Yeah, we are Fleetwood, aren't we?
We are talking about Fleetwood.
Fleetwood.
I think Fleetwood, isn't it Fleetwood 1,200?
I'm not sure. I'm not
Well,
sure.
the ground's just over 5,000 in it, so to get 1,500 would seem a lot like.
Got bad memories of it. I remember Jack Ross losing there, I think, once, and I'm pretty sure we've lost there again under Parkinson. I might be wrong, but yeah, not great memories of Fleetwood. Hopefully we can banish it this weekend.
Yeah, right. My wife's been on there as well, says, don't mention Wigan on Tuesday, apparently.
Another road trip.
Well, I did order the tickets yesterday. I didn't tell her, but so they should be coming tomorrow. So I'll probably get it in the air tomorrow and say, I don't want to. So we'll do another live stream from the van, I think, on the way down on Tuesday. So a little road trip to my hometown. We can go and see me Auntie Elsie, and before we do. Right then, so Flanagan suspended. Terry, you've already said you think Bailey Wright's the ideal fit to come in there. Jacob, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think he's done really well, Bailey Wright, coming off the bench and winning a lot of those second balls and being a commanding leader at the back the last couple of weeks. So I think he deserves to start now. I think his fitness is up to scratch as well. I think that's what he struggled with. I think he was throwing in at the deep end a little bit too early at the end of last season. I think he was recovering from that bad injury picked up earlier on in the season. So yeah, all for Bailey Wright starting. I think he's the best option considering Flanagan suspended.
Right, just very quickly as well on the chat. Northeast Gaz says the mad mistake for Sunderland manager. What do we think to that?
Lee Johnson's doing a good job at the moment, so I think he's all right.
All right, so when he's under pressure, we'll start chanting your name fairly loud, and
I can carry the whiteboard behind him if you want.
Yeah, give him some tips. Jack, are you agreed with Wright straight in for a straight replacement for Flanagan?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think he's the likely candidate, isn't he? Like you say, he's solid, he's dependable. He's not going to do anything flash, Bailey Wright, but I always think he's dependable, and he's you're going to get a solid performance from him, and particularly against a big. I don't know if they've got a big, tall central striker, Fleetwood, but I always think that he looks like he can handle himself. Do you know what I mean? He can play a little bit, but if a striker wants to get into a battle with Bailey Wright, he looks like he's up for it every time. So I'd have no complaints with him playing.
Right, fair dues. Just very quickly, we've got 120 people on the live stream at the moment and 40 likes. We like to try and hit 100 likes if we can on a Thursday night. So if you just hit the thumbs up, it'll take you a second to do that, and it doesn't cost you anything, as well as subscribing to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, it's free to subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber and you haven't hit the notification bell, there's nothing like a good bell. Just hit that, and that'll keep you up to date with all the new content which comes onto the channel. Few people mentioned down here the Black Cat podcast on about score predictions for the game on Sunday. We will get to that actually, because the channel SAFC Fan TV are going to be playing Newcastle Fans TV, but we will do a little bit more on that a little bit later into the show. I want to get on to Aidan McGeady. I see, Terry, you've got Aidan McGeady up in the team there anyway. For me, it was slightly better on Saturday. I think he needed to perform Saturday. Has he done enough then to keep his place? Obviously, you've got him in the team. Or if he was, if he dropped him on Saturday, do you think he could have much of an argument for doing that, Terry?
No, I think he'll keep his place. I think he'll play 60 minutes or whatever and see how he performs. To be honest, if he's getting better, he's had a bit of a rest. I think he'll keep his place until he starts underperforming. To be honest, I think he'll keep his place until the other players get more game time. Probably in the Carabao Cup or whatever it is, and this, that, and the other. We want to see how the other players come on for that. I think at the moment his place is okay. Right,
fair enough. Jack, do you think he's doing all right? I mean, you could say the same for Gooch as well, I suppose, really. But McGeady, first of all, do you think he's done enough to keep his place all right?
I think if you're going to rest him out of the next couple of games, you rest him on Tuesday night in the Cup, don't you, against Wigan? I think if you're not going to play him, that seems an ideal opportunity to give maybe someone like a squad player, like a Dajaku or a Aidan O'Brien or someone of that nature a start. I think McGeady has been a little bit off colour at the start of this season. I mean, he's still by far and away one of our best players, but he hasn't had the impact. He hasn't been our go-to man at the start of the season, and I don't know whether it's just fitness or whether it is maybe a slight decline. I hope I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? But we have to remember he isn't going to go on forever. And he is what, 35? Is he now 36 maybe? I don't know.
I think he's nearly as old as Terry, isn't he?
Well, 33.
So I think we're going to have to manage him. And I think, this is situations like this whereby hopefully, I mean, in an ideal world, we're 2-0 up on Saturday after 60 minutes and we can take him off and then rest him on Tuesday night and he's good to go. Do you know what I mean? I think part of the problem with McGeady isn't just his age. I think it's the fact that we're constantly giving the ball and we're relying on him that much. Do you know what I mean? Because we know he's one of our best players and he's likely to create something. So that won't help his fitness either when he's constantly being asked to create things. But yeah, I'd start on Saturday, give him an hour like Terry said and see how we get on.
Right, fair enough. Thane, who's good with the stats, he keeps us up to date with all what's happening there, says Accrington was McGeady's best performance of the season. Not outstanding, but he was getting involved more. He did improve. Jacob, are you a fan of McGeady? He has been a bit off colour, but good enough to keep his place, yes?
Yeah, I think with just the quality you can unearth just at unexpected times in the game, I think you've got to keep McGeady in the side. I think, like Jack said, I think a good opportunity to rest him would be for that League Cup game at Wigan on Tuesday, but I think he'll potentially be as an option coming off the bench if things are struggling in that cup tie. But I think on Saturday against Accrington, he was a lot better. I think in the first half, if you guys noticed, he even had a period on the right-hand side. Gooch and McGeady both swapped wings, and I think at one stage actually worked pretty well. I know he normally likes to cut in on the left when he's on the wing on the left-hand side and cut in on his right. But yeah, it was nice to see for a change, and the system worked pretty well, I thought, and he moved back to the left in the second half. But yeah, McGeady, great option to have out wide, but you have to consider the age he's at now. He's 35. He's not going to go on forever. And I think Lee Johnson's going to have to manage his fitness really well as the season goes along.
Fair dues. I want to give a shout out to Swan269. Swanny's over in the States. I think he works for ESPN Plus or something, doesn't he, over there? Anyway, he's over there. He says, although the squad's in first place and playing well, who do you guys think needs to play better? Is there anyone in the team you think needs to up the game? I mean, like I said, the team seem to be gelling fairly well together, but is there anybody who's sort of underperforming, would you say? Jack, for you?
I think we touched on Gooch earlier. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I've been a bit disappointed with him so far. I think a couple of his games, I've forgotten which home game it was. It might have been Wimbledon at home. He really wasn't great at all. Other than that, I think he's the only one at the minute. I think, if anything, people have been playing better than we would expect. The likes of Carl Winchester and, maybe Dan Neil and one or two others that we didn't really expect to have such of an impact have been playing well. But I think maybe being a little bit harsh on Gooch of that one or two kind of 5 out of 10 performances. He's the only one I can think of that you really point at and say hasn't played that well, other than McGeady. But even McGeady at 60% still better than most of our players in the squad, isn't it really?
Yeah, definitely. Northeast Gas says McGeady has passion. Thin saying at the age of 35, he shouldn't be playing week in, week out anyway. Jacob, you was one straight in there?
Yeah, in terms of improvements with the side, we're sticking out a lot recently. I think with Lyndon Gooch, I think he does a lot of the hard work, but when it gets to that last bit in the final third, just that final ball that he whips in just needs to be a lot better. But I think that's the case of a lot of League One players these days. I think it's just a breath of fresh air to have someone like Aidan McGeady to show players who play out wide in this division how it's done properly because of the quality he can add. Also, I would say Luke 09, I mean, he adds great energy to the team, but recently I think what has been frustrating to see. He tends to give away stupid free kicks on the edge of the box, which can, I mean, that's another bit. Set pieces, what, like defending them against Accrington, we looked at times all over the place when they had that 10-minute spell just before the end of the first half, and that's something we need to improve on. But also the fouls that we're making that lead to those free kicks, I think we could potentially do a lot better to cut them out. But overall, I think the flow of the team is, and was it the connecting the team all together, like in terms of the way how we keep the game flowing and add quality, is very good at the moment. So you can't complain much, but just a few little tweaks to improve.
Right, no problem. Just very quickly on the chat, Giles is on there, superb YouTuber. If you haven't checked out Giles' channel, do so. Get yourself over there, watch it. Great content. Make sure you subscribe to Giles, cracking lad as well. And he says, tell Conrad if he hasn't named the pen. Paul is a very, very good name. I
thought he's not done it yet, is it?
Unfortunately, Giles, Conrad, they've named the little one Isaac. So there you go. And once again, if you didn't know, Conrad, congratulations to Conrad and Catherine, whose baby boy was born. Well, he'd be a week old today. So again, a round of applause to Conrad and Catherine on the birth of your new child. Conrad would be with us, but I don't think he's slept for a week, to be honest. And he's knee deep in nappies. We'll come to you then, Terry. Before we do, Jeff Holcroft, Spannerman, says, obviously referring to your trip down to Liverpool. Terry, did your car still have its wheels on when you found it? Terry?
I think when I went back, it had an extra wheel because I felt sorry for us.
Oh, there you go. We always made the joke every time. I like to go back to Liverpool because I like to revisit me hubcaps. But that's when they were hubcaps, so that's how long ago that was. Terry, is anybody letting the side down? Is there a weak link then?
I'm not going to go into who's letting the side down, but I'm going to go into, if we want to take this league by storm this season and we want to improve and get better, we need to have two key areas. Now, in the past, we've had keepers that make plenty of mistakes that cost us points. I want to see this bloke here, Hoffman, be outstanding this season. We need an outstanding keeper, a keeper that's going to do his job, keep clean sheets, don't make any blunders. So I want to see an improvement, which I'm sure we will do, from Hoffman over the next few weeks as he grows in confidence and game time. And also putting the ball in the back of the net. How many chances are we creating week in, week out, but we're not putting the ball in the back of the net? I want to see the people up front, i.e. Stewart, who does play well, be more clinical in front of goal, whether that's Stewart, Embledon, Gooch, McGeady, anybody. But we need to score more goals. We need to keep clean sheets, and we need to score more goals, and we'll take the league by storm, 100+ points.
Right, fair enough. Just very quickly, Teacher likes to come in with his breaking news and his video printer scores and stuff like that. But anyway, breaking news, and I don't know if this is true, and I will read it out anyway. Elton John has cancelled his concert at the Stadium of Light till 2023. He's had a fall and damaged his hip, to which Taffy Mackham, you can always rely on Taffy Mackham, who replies, so he won't be singing I'm Still Standing then. There you go, boom. So what about score predictions then for Saturday? We'll see how confident you are. I did put this out to the lads in the chat, and everybody replied apart from Dino, but Dino's probably in bed. And there's Dino's there anyway, right? So I'll tell you what the other lads have said so far. Michael Bowers has gone for a 3-1 Sunderland win. Dino has gone for a 1-0 Sunderland win. Jack Dodds has gone for a 2-1 Sunderland win. And Conrad has gone for a 2-0 Sunderland win. So all confident for the win. Jack, what about you? A prediction for Saturday?
I think it'll be tight, Phil, to be honest. I think it'll be cagey, it'll be tight, it'll be scruffy and scrappy, as a lot of away games are. And I think really, if we want to be getting automatic promotion, these are the games that we have to not drop points in. I think we've dropped points at Fleetwood and other places like this. And I think if we have real ambitions to win the league or get automatic promotion, these are the games that we need to be edging out and maybe not playing that well, but winning the game. So I'm going to go for a hard-fought, tight 1-0 Sunderland win.
1-0 Sunderland win.
Jacob,
what about you then?
Scrappy affair, I think, but I think we'll have enough to come out on top like the previous week. So I think we'll concede again, but I think it'll be the same as last week, 2-1 to the lads.
2-1. And Terry, your prediction for Saturday? Nice, comfortable 4-0, right?
No, I think that at the start of the game, it'll be 0-0, right? So at the start of the game, it'll be 0-0, but by full time,
that's his half time.
It'll be 3-1.
3-1, you're going for.
Goals galore, second half.
Right, okay. Well, I'm going as with Jacob and Jack Dodds. I'm going for 2-1. I think it'll be close. It's just one of them things. I think Hoffman still needs to settle in, but a win's a win. I mean, out of 8 people there, we've all gone for a Sunderland win. So even though people have said it won't be easy, there's all sorts of predictions coming in now: 3-0, 2-1, 3-0. A lot of confident people down there. Just very quickly as well, ways you can help the channel out, by the way. We do have our membership scheme. If you want to become a member of the channel, that's less than 50 pence a month, and all sorts of members perks you get there. You get your members badge and access to members only material on there as well. And of course, the super chat's available. It is free to use the live chat, but if you want to contribute, there's a little $sign at the bottom of the live chat there. Just click on that. Select the amount you would like to donate, and all those donations are gratefully appreciated and will help the channel progress. Before going any further, we've got to just have a word from me. SAFC have teamed up with our sponsors OneFootball. This is a superb football app and the only app any football fan will need. You can keep bang up to date with all the latest news coming out of your club. Transfer news when the transfer windows are open. See where you stand in the league. All the league tables are on there. Any information you need regarding football is in the app. You can download it for free via the link in the description. Do it now. And once again, thanks to OneFootball for sponsoring SAFC Fan TV. Thank you very much, Phil. Right then, DJ Earth on the chat is saying, are we having a Christmas party this year? It's a bit soon. We're talking about Christmas, isn't it? Me and Karen have actually been talking about this, and I do think we're going to do something where everybody off the channel, we're going to do something. So we might even invite some of the viewers along as well. Who knows? Right. Well, what I want to throw out there to you is Ross Stewart is just, for me, he's just getting better and better the more he plays. And it's quite a big part of the team now. All the work he does up front, but I mean, you'll see him back in the box defending and everything, right? So there was talk when the transfer window was open about us needing another striker. Heaven forbid, and touch wood, he doesn't get injured. But if he was to get an injury and come out, do we have anybody who could jump in and do the sort of job he's doing, or could he be a major loss to us? Jacob, I'll start with you on that.
Well, I have belief, Aidan O'Brien can come in and do a job, but I don't think it will be as good as what Ross Stewart can offer. I think I was concerned that we didn't get another striker in on deadline day, but I think if there's no problems for the moment, I think we shouldn't get carried away too much. If it happens, it happens. Then we will need to think of alternatives. But I think for now, I just hope that we have a good fitness team behind the scenes that manage the squad really well, because I think last season we had a lot of injury problems, particularly in the second half of the season. So hopefully this season that'll be managed a lot better. But players can pick up injuries unexpectedly. It does happen, particularly down in a league like this. But hopefully, he will remain fit for the considerable future.
Right, fair enough. Terry, what about you? If heaven forbid it happens, but have we got anybody who could just jump in there and not really then, cause us too much of a problem?
Like I said last time, I think the game's changed this season with the likes of Dan Neil in the centre of the pitch. I think the way we attack and the way we score goals are different compared to previous seasons. I think that will suit Aidan O'Brien a lot more this season, especially with the skill of Dan Neil and the way we could cut teams open with Embleton. So, there's no reason why not. Aidan O'Brien wouldn't be a different player this season, playing different tactics. Last season's tactics didn't suit Aidan O'Brien. And also, we don't know what Broadhead's like. It's got to be decent from Everton. That youth coach coming from Everton as well. So, they wouldn't give us a player on loan if we weren't going to give him some game time. So, I think we might see a lot more from Broadhead. I don't know how good he is. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, fair enough. Kian Dow says Dan Neil is looking unbelievable. Fair play to you, Terry. You've sang his praises for most of last season and was saying, how he should be given the opportunity. And yes, go on.
Just watched him pre-season. Last season, he was the only midfielder that looked like sort of wanting to create something in midfield. Or the rest of the midfield last season was just too slow. Backwards, sideways passing. One brilliant through ball pre-season to Will Grigg and he scores a goal. That's what we need. We need creative midfielders. Someone who can break open defences. The ball's over the top to Aidan O'Brien when they were playing against, I think it was Blackpool. Some of the balls were great. It's just, it's a breath of fresh air. Having a young, talented lad coming through who was, watching the games a few seasons ago and now he's playing. Absolutely fantastic.
I was going to say, that picture did the rounds on social media this week where there's a picture of him. It looks like he's at Wembley there, and they've got the two pictures side by side. A young fan, he's in Sunderland Strip watching the lads, supporting the lads, and then there he is scoring a goal at the stadium. There's nothing better. Terry?
It's just like Jordan Henderson, isn't it? Exactly the same. Coming through, the club he's supported all his life, and look where he is now. Look how he's doing now. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got the winner last night.
Jack, if anything should happen to Stewart, have we got a ready-made replacement there?
I don't think anyone's under any illusions we would miss Ross Stewart. I think that's plain to see. But I agree with what Terry said a little bit because I think the style of play now, we are a team that can bring the ball on the ground a little bit more. We are a team that can play on the floor a little bit, and that might suit someone like an Aidan O'Brien who can be slipped in and it can play on the shoulder of the last man a little bit more. So I do think that will help. But make no mistake about it, I think Ross Stewart would be a miss if he didn't play, because I think sometimes when we're being squeezed high up the pitch by the opposition, he is a bit of an outball, Ross Stewart. I'm not saying go long ball all of the time, but you can knock it up to him. You can be a little bit more direct should you need to. Obviously, we're trying not to do that, but he is a bit of an outball, and he's also good in our box, as we've touched on. And I think the worry for me is that the way that Ross Stewart plays the game, he is going to get knocks. He is quite adept at, winning flick-ons and, winning headers and backing into defenders and stuff. And I think some defenders in this league, they're horrible. There's no other way or no other word for it. They're just horrible. You're going to get some defenders who are going to have knees in the back, studs down the Achilles. So we have to wrap them in cotton wool and manage them as best as we can. And I think it just shows the squad depth, though, that we've touched on, really. Now we've got options like Aidan O'Brien and Broadhead that we can bring in. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, at previous times you would say, well, I have to play, if we want to win a game, we have to play maybe Charlie White up front or Aidan McGeady. Now we've got options whereby you can say, yeah, we can rest him, we can play, 2 or 3 different players and still have a chance in the game. So that's where you have to manage a squad, and that's where Lee Johnson will make his money, really, this season, I think.
Yeah. Right, okay. Just very quickly, a couple of comments here. Tony Lee says local lad doing well now, better. Colin Major says Terry. Another one there's Jordan Pickford, because you mentioned Jordan Henderson there. Of course, he was another one that came through, support the lads, and did the same. The casual observer says, give it a shout. Mad mistake for Sunderland scout. after spotting Dan Neil. There you go. He wants you to have that role as well. So basically, here we are. We're top of the league then. I mean, where did it all go right? I mean, what's the biggest reason for us sitting up there now, looking, dare I say it, comfortable? Terry, how's it all fallen into place this season?
Well, it just takes time, doesn't it? Getting rid of like Stewart Dalton, Charlie Metron. So, getting somebody in with a different attitude and a different wanting to succeed and having a game plan, having a plan throughout the whole of the club. He's come in KLD and he's structured the whole club. He's got the people in he wanted in, Christian Speakman. And for me, it's building blocks, just taking its time. You can't build. Rome wasn't built in a day. So it's going to take, last season, the players were there already, the slow players, the old players. We were the slowest team in the league, if not the slowest team in all of the leagues. It was just, we bypassed midfield half the time. Lee Johnson, Christian Speakman's got their own stamp on it now, brought the youth in, younger players coming through the ranks, giving the youngsters a good chance, giving other youngsters as well who were coming through the belief that they can get into the team. That's the main thing. Youngsters coming through, believing they can actually get into the squad now if they perform well, do well. Like actually Ellis Taylor, so it's just a breath of fresh air altogether, and it will only get better for me.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, we go on about our academy being, one of the best in the country and stuff like that. And so, maybe we've been producing this sort of talent, and they've just not been given the opportunity to prove themselves. Before we go any further, I just want to say a massive thank you to Taffy Mackham, who's donated £5 via the super chat. Have a round of applause for the Taffy Mackham. And he says he'll buy the mince pies for our Christmas party. Yeah, thank you very much, Taffy Mackham. We'll have the mince pies with the vodka and sambuca or whatever else will be going down.
Vodka trebles.
Jacob, top of the league, where did it all go right?
Oh, I don't know. I think one of the main things I would say the manager's told the players this season, I think he's allowed some of the key ones in the side to just play with a little bit more freedom and like allowing them to really express themselves more compared to last season. I think there obviously is pressure when you're playing for a club like this, particularly when you're stuck in the third division. But I think Lee Johnson has taught the players how to handle the pressure a lot better and focus more on improving their football ability and not thinking about the consequences. Oh, if we fail, that we're bad. But I think he's focusing a lot on improving the players' individual performances, and I think that is the way forward now. And I think the philosophy of the club's changing a little bit. Hopefully it comes into place, the results pay off, and we do win promotion this season, because they're certainly proving it right now, but it's what you do over 46 games.
Yeah, fair enough. Just very quickly, going back to a replacement for Stewart, Robert Foster says, can't Dajaku play across the front? He can. I think he prefers the right-hand side, though, doesn't he? But I don't know if he would be an ideal sort of like fit in that role. But Jack, top of the league, where did it all go right?
I think firstly, you've got to look at the recruitment that we did in the summer, and I think we've got players in the team now that match this league. We've got a bit of athleticism, which is what you need. What we've been crying out for is a bit of pace, players that can carry the ball at speed and stretch your defence. We've got a striker in Ross Stewart that's willing to run in behind, and that creates space for midfield runners, which we've got players that can run from midfield now, not static older gentlemen, maybe they can just spray balls all over. So I think it's a combination of the recruitment, and also I think a bit of momentum as well. We've started the season well for the first time, and it seems like a good few years, and I think we need to carry it on, because I think it's like a snowball going down a hill, isn't it? It will pick up momentum, and it will be difficult to stop if we can keep going. But I think we need to just make sure that we can keep it going, and if we do drop points along the way, let's not create mass hysteria, and we're on the right track. Do you know what I mean? I think I think more so, I mean, it's great that we're top of the league and we're playing well and winning games on the field, but the biggest thing for me is off the field now we look like we've got a plan for the next few years. You can see where Sunderland are going. We can see the youth players are coming through. We've got academy players coming into the first team. We've got a bit of a structure behind the scenes with recruitment. We're getting the right players in, and you can see a future. And I think in the past couple of years, we were in this level and everything was done short term, wasn't it? It was, we'll do this to get promotion. We'll do this. And there was no kind of long-term vision. And I think we've got proper football men now, and it's paying off on the pitch as well. I think everything's coming together nicely, but I just hope our fans can stick behind it. If we do drop a point, drop points or lose a game somewhere, let's not, get too critical of the club, because we're on the right track. There are going to be bumps along the way. We're not going to coast to promotion this season, but we're on the right track, and let's just hope everyone can stay behind us.
Right, fair enough. I love it when you call them static older gentlemen. Fair enough.
That's a great phrase.
Right, just very quickly then. The Sunderland Top Dogs podcast have donated $4.49 via the super chat. Come have a round of applause to them. Thank you very much. And they have said, can we have a shout out for their new episode on Spotify with Cod's Vlogs? Of course, Cod's Vlogs is the superb Fleetwood YouTube channel. Great guy down there. Do you know what his name is? Can't remember what they call.
Who's that? Sorry,
Cod's Vlogs. So I didn't realise you wasn't paying attention. It doesn't matter. I'll try and guess myself.
He's the Fleetwood YouTube. Yeah, he is cool.
Yes, I know he is. We've said all that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, if you check out Cod's Vlogs YouTube channel, great channel there. Sorry, I've forgotten what your name was. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job. But also, obviously, the Sunderland Top Dogs podcast are on Spotify. So check out their newest, their latest episode, which they've done with Cod's Vlogs. Terry, are you wanting in there?
It also helps as well when you got players who want to play for the shirt, who are absolutely, sort of invested in the club, like say your Dan Neil, your Embleton, your Luco and Nines. Now we've got almost a full team of players who are willing to put their, everything on the line. McGeady, you got your Gooches, but you're definitely now the centre of the engine room. Luco and Nine, Dan Neil and Embleton, 3 players who will just run their socks off.
Yeah, fair enough. But I also think added to that is there seems to be more competition for places now, which I don't recall us having for so long. So now, that alone creates, if you're not going to play well, you're not going to keep your place, and that could be another big thing. Just very quickly, Taffy McAmoney says he would like to see Connor Wickham back. But then Thane says Wickham's joined Preston. I don't know how popular that would be in particular. And there was somewhere on here, if I can find it. Casual Observer says Kaza reckons Philly will be supplying the party sausage. This is at the Christmas do we're going to have.
God.
And of course, my wife, in true Karen fashion, says, let's hope the lads have had their tea then, because it wouldn't fill any burger or any bugger up. You can't say that, Karen. So then, there you go.
Is this before the watershed, Philly?
Sorry, I know. I should. The problem is I didn't. I was hanging on the chat, and I'm just scrolled forward. I've gone and I didn't read it before I read it out. That was all. So it's all right. I'll be having stern words with her when I go and see her. I won't be making a tea for her tonight. She can make her own. We'll just do it like that. Right then. Just very quickly, I want to briefly touch on Wigan, the cup game on Tuesday. I know my wife doesn't want to mention it. Jack, are you going down to Wigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a good turnout, because Wigan always allow a good away following. So hopefully, that should be a good night. But because we are now, and we're sitting pretty at the top, and things are starting to gel for us. The cups now, do we any of these cup competitions now, right? Do we want out of these cup competitions as quickly as possible and solely just focus on what is important, which is going up? Terry, you're shaking your head.
You don't want to lose games, Phil. You want to win all the games. You don't play your first team in the cups. You play the team on the peripheral, the players on the bench, the players out almost on the edge of getting into the bench. Play them in the cup. Give them some experience. Rest the players for the league.
Right.
You don't want to lose.
Well, no, but what was I understand
Silly
what
sausage.
you're saying. No, silly party sausage, apparently. No, the thing is, though, Terry, I get what you're saying, right? You play the fringe players, but these players are the ones who are, who are providing the competition for, for each
Exactly.
place.
So it's their time to shine.
Yes,
Ian O'Brien, who scores a hat-trick.
And you run the risk of injuries as well, though, don't you?
Oh, you run the risk of playing anything, man. You got to play the five-a-side football on Saturday, on Sunday against NUFC. You might sprain your ankle. Oh, dear me, how? You play the game you love. You're playing. You love to play football. The players don't want to sit on the bench because I'm frightened because I sprained my ankle in a cup match. They want to play, Phil, man. They want to play.
Listen, Terry, I'm only asking the question. I've just needed a question to fill another 10 minutes. I thought I'll throw it out there. All right. Just very quickly, Neil Thompson says because we've had a team full of singers, and then Neil Diamond went out on loan and was gutted, but he has said that new this week's Human Cry, which a lot of the younger members won't get, but me and Terry will get that. So we've got another band member in there. Jacob, you was one in there. These cup games, could there be a distraction for us?
Listen, well, obviously the league is the main priority this season, but you want to do well in every single game, no matter whether it's the cup as well. I mean, let's consider the fact who we're playing on Tuesday. If we win against Wigan, who are a team in our league that we've already beaten this season, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the last 16 we go into of the League Cup. In the fourth round, there's only about 16 teams left. So it's a terrific opportunity. Go for it at the end of the day. You never know whoever could be left in the next round. If we do go for it, could be one of the easier ties. I mean, you don't know unless obviously when the draw's been made. But yeah, let's give it all we can on Tuesday. Let's go through, and you never know, the likes of a Man City, Chelsea, an Arsenal, or a Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United could be visiting the Stadium of Light in round 4. Who knows?
Terry, you was one in there.
I was going to say we might get Newcastle, but they got knocked out.
Right, just very quickly. I mean, yeah, it's that thing of creating the habit of winning and stuff like that. And if it is the last 16, sort of exciting times.
I think it's last 16 now. It's the last 8 if we go for
really. Oh, that's even better then. Terry, when you was on about these players don't want to be on the bench, they want to have a run out and stuff like that. Karen's put Phil wants to be on the bench on Sunday. Terry, I'll tell you, I'll spend most of the time on the bench because I mean, how much training have we done for this match on Sunday, Terry?
Absolutely nothing.
There you go.
Absolutely nothing. So I may as well be on the bench as well and just record it. Two things, Phil. I want to give a shout out to Liam Steele. Liam Steele watching it tonight. There's a shout out. And also, can we have 100 likes on tonight's stream, please? We try to get 100 likes on a Thursday night. We've only got 74 and there's 127 of you folks out there. Press the thumbs up, please. Much appreciated.
Well done. Thank you, Terry. Jack, and I'm only asking the question because we did, when I did the fan cams, I think it was Saturday, somebody said to us, if it hadn't been for these cup runs in the, what was it? The Papa Johns and stuff like that. And what was it before that? The one we played with Paul said if it hadn't been for them getting in the way, we could have actually been up and out of this league by now. So this is why I thought we'll chuck this question in. So Jack, what do you think? Are these competitions better to be out of them than in, or not?
Well, normally I would So I would tend to agree. I do think that our focus 3 years ago under Jack Ross, when it was kind of March time, wasn't it, when we got to Wembley, and our focus changed and we did tail off towards the end of that season. I think we won one of the last 8. I'm not saying the run at Wembley cost us, but I don't think it helped. And I think at the minute, though, I think you've got to look at it. You've got to think of momentum. I think we're winning games at the minute, and you don't want that to stop. Do you know what I mean? We look like every time we're going on the pitch at the minute, we're playing well, we're exciting, we're wanting to be there, and we're winning games, and the confidence is there, and the momentum's there. And I think it's a difficult thing to beat when you're playing a team that's got momentum and is winning games. So I think at the minute, just keep going, try and win the game, obviously. But I do think now we won't be affected as much because our squad is bigger. Do you know what I mean? We've touched on already in this pod now. We've got squad depth. So I think over the course of the season now, if we were to have a cup run, I don't think our legs would tire and we wouldn't get the injuries and we wouldn't have as much burnout compared to the recent years that we have had that. So I think really we're in a better position to have a cup run now at the minute.
Fair point. Just very quickly, brilliant name, Who Flung Poo, on the chat. Says cup games generate revenue, which is fair dues. And we want to give a shout out to Tanya Frank. Frank is back. I do believe this is Frank, who when we did our Trafalgar Square remote party, Frank came on, and I may be wrong, but I'm sure he's in France. So Frank is back. So welcome back to you as well. We are on 90 likes now. So we just need 10 people. Take the thumbs up. It'll take you a second to do that. If you're watching on the live chat, just close your live chat down if you're on a mobile device. And you'll see the thumbs up there, and just whack that. Let's try and hit 100 before we finish. On to Sunday then. SAFC Fan TV are going to be playing Newcastle Fans TV it's going to be 6-a-side because that pitch is quite massive at the Beacon.
How many players we've got, Phil?
There's 9 of us.
Champion.
So we've got
You want to write the squad down, Terry?
Squad rotation. Yeah.
Well,
I'll do the vlog.
We got a permanent goalie, and then I think there's going to be 3 of us sort of just on and off there because and I'll be one, and you. We don't want to let Sunderland down. We are here to beat them. It was so close last time we played the first leg at Eldon Square nearly 2 years ago now, and we was 2-0 up at half time. And yes, Terry,
it's a game of 2 halves.
Well, there you go. Pegged it back. It was 3-3, and the last kick of the game was an own goal and by us, and so they've scripted. So we're here to win it for you. The problem is we've supposed to have been training the last couple of weeks, and I don't know why it's not happened, but it's just not happened. So certainly me and Terry. Well, Terry, you're quite fit anyway. You run every day.
Yeah, I'm quite fit, but I'm not very skillful. That's the problem.
Right.
Terry up front.
We will do our best for you. But the main thing is as well, what I want to mention is we are playing the game in conjunction with the Be a Game Changer campaign, which is run by the Foundation of Light and also Newcastle's Foundation. It's a collaboration between the two, and it's all about mental health awareness as well. So it's just to highlight that as well. So we will be doing a little a feature on that. Don't ball these things up. These things need talking about. So it's a great campaign we're going to be plugging as well. And SAFC Fan TV and Newcastle Fans TV both promoting the Be a Game Changer campaign. Taffy Mackham has donated another £5 via the Super Chat. Can I have a round of applause for Taffy Mackham? Fiver for the Redux for after the game for you, Philly. Got to go. Love you all. Thank you very much. I will soak in that bath, courtesy of you. Taffy Mackham. So watch out for that. We are going to video it, and we're going to put a highlights package together of it. However, if you do want to watch it live, it's going to be streamed live on the Newcastle Fans TV YouTube channel. So they're going to actually they're going to stream it live. We're going to put a highlights package together. We wasn't keen on them streaming it because if they did win, we was going to cut their goals out to make it look like we had a good easy win. But that's not going to happen now. So the match will be live. Kicks off at 12 o'clock on Sunday, so you can watch it live on their YouTube channel, or the highlights package. Hopefully later that day, we will do. Terry,
can I bring me Sunday lunch?
We will have Sunday lunch afterwards, if you like.
Ooh, all right, okay, cool.
That's more like cricket. That's more like cricket. That Sunday lunch when the sport's going on. It's cricket, not football, man. No,
So there you go.
They drink
that's how much game time I'll get.
Right, that just about wraps it up, fellas. We've got 104 likes in the end, so thanks to you lot for that. Terry, are you doing a live stream on Saturday of the game?
Yes, I will be doing my usual live stream on Saturday because I enjoy having a few beers, having a chat and watching the match.
Fantastic, that's good. Myself and Dino will be travelling over to our Amsterdam studio where we will be streaming the game live from over there as well. That I think will be live from 3:15, which will actually be 4:15 over there, but we'll all be in sync when we're all together anyway. So make sure you tune in for that. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening. Jack, would you like to say bye to everybody?
See you later, lads and lasses.
There you go. Jacob just said bye from down south.
See you later, everyone. Have a good evening.
Terry, say goodbye to the lovely boys and girls on the channel.
See you later. See you Sunday. I'll see you Saturday, actually, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you then. And from myself, we, Philly, and all the team, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. SAFC have teamed up with our sponsors, OneFootball. This is a superb football app and the only app any football fan will need. You can keep bang up to date with all the latest news coming out of your club. Transfer news when the transfer windows are open, see where you stand in the league. All the league tables are on there. Any information you need regarding football is in the app. You can download it for free via the link in the description. Do it now. And once again, thanks to OneFootball for sponsoring SAFC Fan TV.